We are about to go on an absolutely incredible journey. And you know what the star of the show is? It's something you might just be wearing right now. A simple t-shirt. So let's dive right in.
I mean, have you ever really thought about it? That shirt didn't just magically appear in your closet. No way! It's traveled across fields, through buzzing factories, and maybe even over entire oceans. And the whole story of that journey, well, it can be explained with one single powerful word. And that word is business. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Suits, briefcases, boring meetings. But business is so much more than that. It's the entire amazing process of making stuff and getting it to the people who want it. It's the engine that powered your t-shirt's incredible journey.
So let's start at the very beginning. How is a t-shirt even made? This first part of our journey is all about creation.
You see, the whole making process happens in three main stages. We call them industries. Just think of them as the three key steps that turn a little plant in the ground into the cool shirt on your back. Let's break it down.
Step 1 is the primary industry. This is where it all starts, with raw materials taken straight from nature. For our t-shirt, this means a farmer, somewhere out there, is planting cotton seeds, taking care of the plants, and then harvesting all those fluffy cotton bolls. It's the absolute foundation.
Next up, that raw cotton gets sent to the secondary industry. This is the transformation stage. Picture giant factories filled with machines. Machines that take that raw cotton, spin it into thread, weave the thread into fabric, dye it your favorite color, and finally cut and sew it into the shape of a t-shirt. This is where our shirt actually takes form.
Now here's a really cool part. Step 3, the tertiary industry. Think of this as the essential support crew. That cotton farm needs electricity, right? And the t-shirt factory? It needs a loan from a bank to buy all its machines. These services don't physically make the shirt, but, and this is key, without them, the first two industries just couldn't function. They're like the invisible glue holding it all together. Okay, so our t-shirt is made. Awesome. But it's probably sitting in a factory, maybe thousands of miles away. So how in the world does it get from there to you? Well, that brings us to part 2 of its journey. This is where commerce comes into play. If making the shirt is about industry, getting it to you is all about commerce. The easiest way to think about it is like a giant superhighway system, designed specifically to move things efficiently and to clear any and all roadblocks that pop up. So, roadblock number 1 is what we call the hindrance of place. The factory is over here, but you're way over there. The solution? Transportation. We're talking huge container ships, big rig trucks, and cargo planes, all working to bridge that distance and move our t-shirt from where it was made to a city much closer to you. The next problem is the hindrance of time. You know, companies make thousands of t-shirts today for people who might not buy them for another few months. So where do they all go? The solution is warehousing, giant buildings that store all the t-shirts safely, keeping them perfect until the stores are ready to put them on the shelves.
But what about the hindrance of risk? I mean, a lot can go wrong on a long trip, right? A storm at sea, a truck accident. Who pays for all those lost t-shirts? That's where insurance steps in. It's basically a safety net that protects the business from losing a ton of money if something unexpected and disastrous happens.
And finally, maybe the most basic roadblock of all, the hindrance of persons. The factory doesn't know you and you don't know the factory owner. So how do you two connect? The solution is trade, that simple, powerful act of buying and selling that creates a link between the person who made the shirt and, well, you. Now, trade usually happens on 2 different levels. First, there's wholesale trade. This is when a big brand buys t-shirts in a massive bulk order. We're talking like 10,000 at a time, straight from the factory. And then there's retail trade. That's the final step. That's you walking into a store and buying just one single t-shirt for yourself.
So that was it, the entire secret journey. It's quite a trip, isn't it? Let's do a super quick recap of the most important parts.
So if you remember one thing, remember this 3-part flow. First, industry uses nature and factories to physically create the t-shirt. Second, commerce uses things like trucks and warehouses to move that t-shirt across distance and time. And third, trade uses wholesale and retail to finally sell the t-shirt and put it right in your hands.
All right, you've followed this whole amazing journey. I think it's time to test your knowledge with a few quick questions. You ready? Let's do this. First question, growing cotton for a t-shirt, is that an example of primary, secondary, or tertiary industry? Think about it. If you said primary industry, you are spot on, because it's all about getting those raw materials directly from nature. Okay, next up, which part of commerce solves the hindrance of time by storing goods safely until they're needed? Is it transport? insurance, or warehousing? And the correct answer is warehousing. It totally bridges the gap between when a product is made and when it actually gets sold. And for our last question, when a store sells one single t-shirt directly to you, the person who's actually going to wear it, is that considered wholesale or retail trade? You got it. It's retail trade, buying one at a time for your own personal use. Fantastic job. And that just about wraps it up. Seriously, the next time you put on a t-shirt, you'll know the incredible journey of industry and commerce it took to get to you. Which leaves us with one final thought. What about your phone, or your shoes, or the cereal you had for breakfast? Their secret journeys are just waiting for you to discover them. Thanks for joining me.